Hello, my friends. This is Katya with TotalBodyLab, and today we're going to talk about microbiome switch for going vegan. One of my clients asked me this awesome question, so I'm going to read the question and dive into it. I have done research online, she writes. What I have read, watched and listened, people say there must be a microbiome switch when going plant-based. How do I do it so I binge less? Well, the question keeps going, but to just address the first part, when people say, I've done my research online, usually for most people it means I just Googled some shit and I didn't necessarily read studies or go to PubMed or find some credible doctors and nutritionists on the topic. Typically, they just Googled up whoever posted on Quora or Reddit and considered that to be a good source of information. So I don't know where she researched exactly, but later on we find out. If you have problems binge eating, I don't see how that relates to your microbiome whatsoever. It's more about your relationship with food. So that's something to talk to your therapist about. Another thing to point out is wherever you've been talking to people about literally any topic, including the microbiome switch for plant-based eaters, for new plant-based eaters, whatever you find on the internet is probably the most extreme opinions, right? Because unlikely is it a person who had a moderate experience is going to share it, complain about it. It's usually the extreme voices that are the loudest, right? Somebody who's really sad or really happy or is really weirded out by something. And people support the weird stuff. People support the stuff that is extreme, usually by their likes or by their dislikes, right? We have opinions about it. We don't have a lot of opinions about the stuff that's kind of, more or less our experience, right? But we do react when there is a significant difference from what they say versus what we already think. And then we already comment, that stuff goes up in the feed, and you know how algorithms work. So just saying, whatever you've researched, if it's people talking, that's probably the stuff that you're going to see first. Anyways, when I did this Going Vegan challenge, they made us get rid of heavy meats first because our bodies don't need as much animal protein as we load into it. As a result, we get obese and store toxins if we eat animal proteins. I didn't completely understand it, but I have definitely felt it. If I had 6 or 8 ounces of meat for dinner before going to bed, I felt more tired and exhausted the next day. Oof. I don't know which Going Vegan challenge she did, but it sounds it sounds interesting that they called meats heavy. I don't know what quantifier that is. It feels heavy in the belly or what? You could have said red meat. That makes sense. Or pork or beef or, mammal meat. I don't know. Quantified in a different way because I don't understand what's heavy meats. You can just say all animal proteins. Our bodies have a harder job breaking them down than plant proteins. That's for sure. Completely agreed. And I'm not trying to pick on words. I'm just trying to understand what she's saying because I've heard people say, yeah, I just don't like to eat heavy food. And I don't always know what this means because it means a different thing for most people who do say it. Some people mean animal proteins. Some people mean processed foods. And that's, again, another category that I don't quite understand. Processed foods they mean a different thing to every person who mentions that term. So be specific, y'all, when you ask questions or when you just talk to people about food and nutrition. Then she says, as a result of eating too much animal protein, we get obese and store toxins. Oh boy. We do not store more toxins regardless of what we eat. Our body doesn't enjoy breaking down all of the things, but there's no such thing as, storing toxins or detoxing, getting rid of toxins. What toxins exactly is your body trying to store as a result of eating animal protein? I don't know. Or processed foods, I don't know. And you don't get obese as a result of eating animal protein. That's for damn sure. I'm not a proponent, but I'm just saying that I know a lot of bodybuilders and powerlifters who are definitely not vegan, and they're not obese. They're not obese because they eat a lot of beef or chicken. That's not a thing. You get obese because you eat more calories than your body can expand. I didn't completely understand it, but I definitely felt it. So I guess when we relate to something, we're like, oh yeah, that definitely is happening. I feel like I'm storing toxins, and I feel like I'm getting fat because I'm eating chicken. Not a thing. Maybe you put something on the side of that animal protein that makes you feel that way. And eating animal protein before bed, she felt more tired next day. Yeah. I'm not sure why. I know a lot of people who eat animal protein, they don't feel tired next day. So I feel like the reason is somewhere else. Again, not defending eating animal protein whatsoever, but I don't think that's necessarily a causation of feeling tired. Okay, next part. In the Going Vegan Challenge, they say you need to decrease animal meat to change microflora over time and add fiber over time. Great advice. Not going cold turkey, but going slowly. I'm a huge proponent. I think that sticks way more if you do it that way, if you go plant-based that way. As a result of so much fiber, I got super bloated and my stomach was uncomfortable for days. They said the microflora has not formed inside my gut. So I didn't know what to do and how to support my microbiome switch. Oh boy. It is true that we have stuff in our stomach that helps us digest, whatever the foods we eat, but I feel like it normally works the other way around. Like if you have been plant-based or vegan and then you start eating meat or cheese, like you're probably going to have a diarrhea, or like your stomach is just not going to have fun digesting those things because you don't have the enzymes in your stomach to break it down. That's true. But going the other way, like you already eat plants, you already eat, vegetables and rice and fruit and all of that. So if you're just removing meat and fish and dairy and eggs, I don't see a huge reason of why you need to switch anything, because you already have things in your gut that help vegetables to get digested. The key thing here that she said is fiber, more fiber. So they're adding fiber over time. That's, again, a great idea, because if you just cold turkey go vegan and instead of, let's say, a steak, you add, I don't know, a tofu, that's still more fiber, or literally anything else plant-based. A lot of people do like beans or lentils. Gosh, that's so much fiber. I don't think beans or lentils should be a primary protein source. They should be an additional protein source on top of your nutritional yeast and tofu and vegan fake meats and seitan and any soy products. But when they add the fiber like really quickly, then yeah, your stomach can be struggling. That's mainly not for the reason that you stopped eating meat, but because you didn't eat enough fiber in the first place. So to not make yourself a rocket launching into space outside of your bathroom, maybe add fiber over time and just see how you feel. It would be nice to track how much fiber you have. I think most American guys eat about 8 grams of fiber a day and girls about like 12 to 15, which is like, it's not enough, people. That's really not enough. And vegans eat like 25 to 30, sometimes even up to 60 grams. And that's normal, right? So if you go from 10 grams of fiber a day to like, I don't know, 40, yeah, of course your gut is not going to like it and you're going to be bloated because it's just working so much harder. But you don't need to add anything to form a microbiome, right? If you have trouble digesting that much fiber at once, maybe first, add it slowly. Second, you can support your digestion with a digestive enzyme. And third, you can take some probiotics and prebiotics, be less bloated. I would say those are the easy things that you can do, and you can just go to the store and get some probiotics and prebiotics. Do get the ones that are in the fridge. And you can do pro and prebiotics in one. You can do them separately. It doesn't really matter. No, there's not enough in kombucha and whatever fermented foods. You need to actually get them separately. And track your fiber. Don't go from 10 grams to 60 grams. Go to, 20 grams. See how you feel. Adjusted, not super bloated, all right, go to 25 and 30. And if you do it slowly, just don't rush into something and be like, oh, that doesn't work, I'm throwing a towel. Like, you know, go about it the smart way and you're gonna be fine. So I hope I answered your question. I hope my wonderful anonymous client is going to also watch this video. She watched the other one, the previous one, where, what were we talking about? Yeah, we were talking about insulin resistance. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.